I'm just like Hercules.
Throwing us off the scent, but we'll see. Lego Star Wars Droid Tales is kind of like a cross between Lego and Star Wars, if you can believe that.
Lego Star Wars Droid Tales is one of the only Star Wars shows we have not yet reviewed.
Lego Star Wars Droid Tales is way too long of a title, and I really had a lot of problems saying it before I finally nailed it just this time.
This Star Wars thing that everybody already mentioned the name of is a thing that we're about to review.
Wow, boy, oh boy. We got to get Darth Schuhe on a show with Josh Sussman. That'll be the way to go.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fallingtower's Watch the First podcast, the podcast in which we watch the first episode of a series so that you don't have to. First of all, my name is Ryan Tiask, and I call Josh's John sometimes. My bad. With us, as always, co-creator, co-captain, co-founder. He's never called a Josh a John. Well, there's a particular kind of job joke there that I'm not going to touch. Like a gig, not that. Anyway, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
AKA CEO guy.
Yeah, we got to edit that. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to, so you're going to look like an idiot.
We also have an actor, fill-in the John joke extraordinaire, Rico E. Anderson.
Happy to be here as always. Happy to hang with the band again.
Getting the band back together.
It is so back together. We also have another actor and writer, of course. He created most of the John jokes ever told, Darth F.S. Schuhe.
Just Darth Schuhe if you prefer. Or just Darth, really.
Or
Not
Mr.
to be
Schuhe, if
confused
you're
with
nasty.
John M.F. Schuhe.
The one and only Darth.
Well, that's not
Yeah.
true. There's another
Yeah,
Darth
it's
now.
true.
It's like at least
We
a
love
dozen.
you, Darth.
So,
Hey,
I'm
Quick
the real
question.
one.
since the band is back together, if we were in a band, what would we be playing? What instruments?
We can talk about that later. But I do want to mention that
That's a fun
today
question.
is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you all. And that's why we wanted to review a Star Wars show. But we're looking at the Star Wars shows. We're like, oh, we did that. 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 And that's not out yet. It's coming out at the end of the month. So
Yeah, when's Obi-Wan come out?
at the end of the month. Yeah. So we're like, okay, well, I guess we're doing Lego Star Wars Droid Tales. Here we go. And I
So,
wore my gold tie in honor of BB-8.
of C3PO.
C3PO.
I would think C-3PO.
The
So
other BB-8.
what Mike is trying to say is we were dying to review this episode. And it's episode
not
1, by the
desperate at
way, entitled Exit from Endor. Ooh-wee. Everybody at home, if you'd like us to review a show, in the comments below, please type in WTF and the show. So if there's another Star Wars show you want us to review, WTF, other Star Wars show. Or
Obi-Wan, which we're definitely going to review anyway. So.
Mhm. Or WTF Mandalorian, had we not already done that, or
Too
WTF
late.
Empty Nest, since the 4 of us reviewed Golden Girls, and that was a very, very high marked episode for a very, very high marked show.
But also tell us where to find it, because I have looked and I cannot find Empty Nest anywhere. I mean, maybe you can like buy the DVD, but we're not about that life. We're streaming guys.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
I mean, if I
CEO
buy
guy.
it, then and I can watch it, but then all you guys have to buy it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we gotta
also,
fight with the
look,
players.
just give us one place to stream it. Don't cross the streams. Make it simple for us. And also, everybody at home, please go ahead and pretend I didn't say that dumb joke and give us a like. And be sure to subscribe if you have not already subscribed. And now, let's get into our favorite game. We start off with our favorite game, and then it just kind of, fades, kind of dwindles
No
out.
doubt.
Our favorite game?
Yeah. The Royal Hour. So
okay, so Brian's trying to say that his favorite game is Predictaments, is what we all love to call this segment, where we put ourselves in a predicament by making a prediction about what the other people thought. Brian?
Right, mostly. So here we go. We are going to make predictions. Michael and I have known each other for so long. It's ridiculous.
Darth too. I mean, you've known Darth longer than you've known me.
I've known Darth since
over 3 years.
Since we were 12 years old.
Is that true? Is that
yeah,
really true?
Yeah.
We were still in diapers back then.
Yeah.
Well,
you
were.
You were. I remember that was weird.
I can't believe myself though. So.
Yeah. We had the pull-ups.
Why are you still in diapers?
That's
who doesn't wear diapers?
Yeah.
I mean,
saves time. Rico's known us for quite some time as well. Not quite as long, but we can
over
pretty
3
much
months.
Predict if the other person liked the show or why. Sometimes Mike can even predict the noises I make when I'm watching a show. I wonder if Michael can do the same for Darth. Quite possibly. So I'm going to start us off and say, Michael, I predict, this is a toughie. You are a tough nut to whatever nuts do.
Crack it open.
Yeah, I guess that's not where I was going with that. But yeah, we'll go with that.
We just can't say because it's a family show.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you liked this. There was a lot of humor, and you enjoy humor. There was a lot of meta type humor, and I think you may have found that to be somewhat clever. Rico, I think at some point during the show, I was like, oh my God, Rico loves this. So I think, I think Rico liked this pretty high. I think he might even get into his high pitched voice when he's defensive about it. When he goes, it's really, it was a good show. Like when we did My Little Pony, and he was like, it's cute. What? It was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute as hell, I guess. And Darth, I think that, okay, you are the biggest Star Wars fan I know, which means that you hate all Star Wars. It's this weird thing. The more of a Star Wars fan someone is, the more they hate Star Wars. So I think you're going to be overly critical of this show. And I think you're probably going to say somewhere around the 4 to medium. You're going to be either right down the middle or a little lower than that. But that's what I guess. Everybody at home,
can I guess?
Make your predictions soon. Yes, please, you, Michael.
So Ryan,
hey,
can sometimes be a tough nut, but like he said, we've known each other for a long time. And I think at first he was like, okay, I guess we'll watch this show because there's nothing else that we haven't reviewed. I mean, there's a bunch more Lego Star Wars shows we haven't reviewed. There's some old Star Wars shows from like the 70s, maybe early 80s, some cartoons.
Or what is it, Ewok Adventure
There's
stuff?
the Ewok cartoon. There's another Droids cartoon. But Ryan, despite being skeptical at first, I think that you also got some chucks in, and but I don't think that you loved it as much as you think that I loved it. So I think you're going to be like a little plus, like a minor plus, like maybe a 6 is what I'm guessing. Rico usually loves everything, but he threw me off with his review of Golden Palace. Despite that, I think he liked it. And contrary to what Ryan says, I've said this before too, Darth is a huge Star Wars fan, but he's not like, but he's fantastic. But he's not like the typical Star Wars fan who's critical of everything and finds fault in every hater, really. So I think that just opposite of that, Darth being a Star Wars fan typically loves Star Wars things, and I think he's going to be a plus on this one.
I don't understand how you can be so mistaken.
Correct? Yeah.
Rico, what are your predictions for the day?
I'm thinking that Ryan, I'm feeling like you were honestly not loving it. I don't think you hated it, but WTF in living color, watch it.
Hey, yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, we did that one.
With Rico. So check
Yeah,
that
I
out,
think that was
everybody.
episode 100. Episode 100.
Good. I was just going to check. Thanks for saving. Yeah.
I
Brought it
just
into the
remembered that.
millennium, baby.
WTF 100 in living color with Rico E. Anderson. Sorry, please continue, Rico.
It's a blast. Yeah, I don't think you hated it, but I don't think you fully loved it. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, I don't think you liked it at all.
Wow, not even at all.
I mean, I think you appreciated it for the Star Warsness of it, but I don't think you were really digging the overall everything of it.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
which kind of contradicts me saying you at least appreciate the Star Wars part. But I don't know. I'm just thinking that you weren't really feeling it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It could be the tie, it could be the mustache. I'm not sure.
Or a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Lethal.
Considering you said the tie reminded you of BB-8 and not C-3PO. Makes me suspect. Makes me sus.
Do I even know what Star Wars is?
Exactly. Darth Schuhe, the third.
Sucks.
I feel like, yeah, man, you may be a Star Wars fan. You might like a couple things.
But am I a Lego guy?
But are you a Lego guy? And I also feel like, yeah, you like this. But I feel like you feel like it there could have been some better ones, and you weren't really loving it.
You feel like he feels like.
Say it again.
You feel like he feels like.
Squishy.
Yeah, kind of soft in the middle.
Darth, what do you predict? By the way, Darth loves Legos.
Gosh.
Sorry, Lego. Plural of Lego is Lego. We know that.
Lego,
Crystal
right.
Star
Like stuff
reminded
was.
us. Like Jedi.
Lego.
Like Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Guys. Yeah. Well, close.
Right on cue.
Ah!
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna say I feel like I can't.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's gonna be about the same, I guess. Like liked it and didn't like. Some things they liked it, some things they didn't like it.
Hey,
Overall,
Nice.
I'm gonna say everybody felt average about it. Maybe how's that?
Short and to the point.
bold predictions. So everybody at home,
Very rarely for
you've
me.
gotten a lot of hints here. Some accurate, some possibly not. Who knows? But now you can make your predictions. You know, do you agree with what we said? Are you going to go out on a limb? What do you think? Did I like it? Michael, Rico, Darth, who loves Star Wars and Legos, but he's kind of weird. So let us know in the live chat, but also let us know in the comments below. And while you're doing that, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg is going to buy us a little bit of time by telling us what the heck is this show even about besides Lego and Star Wars.
Yes.
Immediately after the Battle of Endor, C-3PO recounts the Skywalker saga so far as he helps recover R2-D2 from a shadowy figure. While in this episode, while C-3PO and R2-D2 regale tales of their adventures, a mysterious hooded figure steals a ship belonging to Admiral Akbar with R2-D2 as his unwitting hostage.
By the
With
way,
that actually works.
they had they had a narrator that sounded like that, and when they did the
That was my
narrator,
best attempt.
my
That
first
was
thought
my-
was like, wow, this is the easiest job Mike has ever had, because he's like, cool, I know what to model it after, and you nailed it.
That was my best attempt. Yeah, that's the same narrator as Clone Wars, by the way. You know,
Yeah, I was
and,
gonna
yeah.
say.
Yes.
I mean,
Good
yep,
job, Mike.
I knew that like everybody else here.
Good job, buddy.
Okay, what's the next thing we do? Oh, okay. We compare, Mike's going to jump in any moment here. We compare and contrast what we expected before we watched this episode with what we actually got.
And the marriage of those two is called expectations. What we expected versus what we got. Expectations.
Hmm. Kind of creepy, but kind of sultry. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
I
feeling
was
it.
going for both at the same time.
Okay, so those are the rules. That's it. You already know what it means. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, before you watch this first episode of Lego Star Wars Droid Tales, quote, exit from Endor, end quote. What did you expect, if anything?
I feel like I've watched some watched a Lego show. I mean, I've definitely seen the Lego movie, which I actually really enjoyed. But I feel like I saw like a little bit of like Lego Ninjago or something like that I just thought was like idiotic and stupid. But I thought it was for little kids, like baby aged kids, And so I expected another stupid Lego little baby kid show for babies.
If I know Michael, he's setting the table for the old switcheroo and what he actually got. Let's keep an eye on this as the show progresses, shall we? Rico, what did you expect before you watched this first episode of, whatever?
You know how you have a franchise, and in that franchise,
No.
you have like stories in between the stories.
No.
I expected a really nice, yummy, juicy, meaty, saucy story to really give us a nice in between from all the Star Wars that we know.
Okay. That's what you expected. Also setting the table here. He's going to reveal what he actually got very soon, everybody. Can't wait. By the way, happy May 4th to everybody. May the 4th be with you. As Michael mentioned, we can't say it enough. Great day. Darth.
Hey, Michael and I just both jinx ourselves. We both saluted.
Don't you know you're supposed to do it this way for... See, because like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. I don't know.
People in the chat could do this. Yeah. You think you're so special? Yeah.
Okay, Darth. Before you watch this first episode, what did you expect?
Basically what I got. I would say I've seen enough Lego things to know kind of their like brand of humor and the kind of their shtick and everything. So yeah, it's about what I'd expect. I'd say, yeah.
This is what you expected, though.
Yeah.
Not what you got.
You're assuming that we already told what we got. So, okay. Well, you know what? Hey, you had a button there? Go ahead.
Well, just, I don't know if this goes too much of the review territory, but I would say that a lot of the jokes were a lot better than I was expecting them to be.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
That's what you got. Yeah.
By the way, I forgot to say in my prediction when I said that Rico was going to like this pretty well, I also predict that he's already seen at least the second episode. I think. Yeah. Now, if he hadn't already called me like just an hour or two ago, asking what the show was going to be, but last night I was like thinking Rico's going to watch all of the. He's going to already watch 2 or 3 episodes before the review. But now there's a little less time. We'll see. But that was my initial thought.
5 or 6 times over.
I'll tell you what I expected. Yeah, might as well. I expected something, like a childish cartoon that I would probably enjoy less than the previous Star Wars animated shows that we've done, like Clone Wars, Rebels, and The Bad Batch. And I think there was one other one. Was there another one, or was Rebels the one I'm thinking of?
No.
Anyway, at least 3 of them.
Oh, no, there was Star Wars Resistance.
That was the one I was trying to remember, yeah.
And then there was the Star Wars Visions.
Wow.
Those were all animated.
So this is the 5th animated series that we've done from Star Wars. And I assumed that maybe I'd like this one less than all the others because it's, Lego, it's kids, it's whatever. That's what I expected. But here's where it gets saucy, everybody. Everybody's like, yeah, but we want drama in this show. Well, there it is. Sling blades coming at you.
Or you might not.
Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, what did you actually get upon viewing this?
I got kind of a fun romp, and I think that it was fun because like Lego or Lego Star Wars, who knows like what the association is. I'm sure that like Star Wars has to sign off on it, but like Lego was like poking a lot of fun at all the plot holes and like kind of weird things about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Very fan service kind of stuff, like all the stuff that the fans have been thinking for years, and they just kind of nailed it, I guess, right?
Is that what you got?
Is that what you
got? In on it.
All right.
That's what Mike got. I was just finishing Mike's thought.
I think that you were telling us what you got.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
All right.
Darth Schuhe, ladies and gentlemen. Darth
Rico, what did you
Yeah.
actually get?
Schuhe. I got, honestly, something that I felt was strictly 100% for kids. I could see kids loving it because of the way it looks, cartoons, Legos, all of that. I was honestly bored, and I was not fully feeling like, and this is really hard to say considering how I've gotten on people about specific Star Trek animated shows.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah, I feel like this cartoon was not for me, and I was bored. I did appreciate it, and I always do appreciate the type of cheesy humor, like one of the things when they were just like, we're the bosses of blowing up Death Stars. That was fun. Little modern day funny stuff. I always appreciate the type of humor. But for the most part, I got something that I could see the kids loving, but it was boring to me.
Well, I have a question for Rico, but I'll wait until Ryan tells us what he got.
Stay tuned for that, everybody. This is going to get good. And they're like, everybody watching is like, you keep saying that, but it really will. I'll tell you what I got.
I do not think it means what you think it means.
By the way, if Darth was wearing glasses right now, they would be very steamy based on what Rico said. He was getting steamed. He was getting peeved. I'll tell you what I got. I got a show that surprised me. And then I remembered, I was like, wait, why am I surprised? I had forgotten that I saw the first Lego movie and was dragged to it and didn't want to see it. And was like surprised at how meta and clever it was, and actually found it to be very intelligently written and enjoyable. And I only realized that after when I started watching this, I was like, oh, that, and then I kind of caught myself, and I even may have put in my notes, but I was like, oh man, am I actually going to like this? How embarrassing. I didn't want to, but well, let's get into Rico here, because I know we're all dying to. But here's the thing, Rico, and then Michael, I know you got a question for him, but I actually didn't find this to be that childish. I thought that the jokes that they were making were aimed at a bunch of 40-year-olds that grew up on Star Wars.
Thanks for taking what I was going to say, Ryan.
Oh, well, then you'll probably say it better. You go right ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, Rico, you thought that kids didn't like Jar Jar Binks and they were happy when he was like blown away, because I think Jar Jar Binks was made for kids. And I think when kids watched the Star Wars movies and they saw Jar Jar Binks, they were like, oh, cool, a character you weren't young enough to have been a kid when episode 1 came out, Rico. So don't try to argue against that.
First of all, I never said that I didn't think that Jar Jar Binks. I know Jar Jar Binks for a fact was made for kids, and that kind of proves my point in terms of what I was saying. Yeah, Jar Jar Binks was strictly for the kids. All the adults were like, "Ooh, I don't know about that one."
Star Wars has never had a funnier character than Jar Jar Binks, according to George Lucas.
Okay, he would know, right? But the thing is, I just I don't know. Wait, here's the funny thing about it. I loved Lego Movie. I loved the Lego movie. I love the Lego Batman movie.
Same kind of humor. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know for some.
And you think that's child? You think that those movies are childish?
Well, I think that there was definitely
Defenio's point.
You done did it now, Aaron.
Somebody stop him. No, I feel like yes, there was the fan service that was delivered to the 40-year-old plus people. I wouldn't know about that because I was
you mean the humor?
not around during that.
You mean the humor in this?
Do I see the humor in it?
I mean, you mean the fan service was all the. I mean, the humor in this show was all the fan service.
All the fan service.
I don't feel like the fan service. Check it out. I don't feel like the fan service was as great as it could have been when you compare it to, say, like the Lego movie or Batman Lego. I don't know. I just thought it was less.
How was the Lego movie fan service though?
No, I'm saying I loved what they did with it in terms of the whole overall storyline. There's tons of fan service in the Lego movie.
Rico, you're stumbling now. You really didn't have a point that you were trying to make. You were trying to say
What are you
something
talking about? I don't have a
controversial.
point I'm trying to
And
make.
now,
I've made my point.
Michael,
I
you're being
feel
very
like-
inhospitable to our guest. Please continue.
I will walk out of here like I don't know, something. Listen,
That's
the
it.
point
I'm storming out.
I'm storming out with my publicist.
I'm just
What
saying,
I'm
if you're going to
saying,
make
out of my
a
room.
bold claim like that, after all of us said that we enjoyed the humor, you're going to have to expect to defend your point.
I appreciate the fact that they go that Star Wars is like, okay, we got to give the 40-year-old plus fans, we got to give them some. Okay, I appreciated that, but I still felt like the overall execution boring. I felt like the fan service wasn't fully there all throughout.
Mm-hmm. You know what
That's
I got a very Robot Chicken vibe, honestly, when I was watching it. It felt at first very much like Robot Chicken to me. And I know they did pretty well when they did like a first Star Wars
right?
spoof. And
Star Wars
at
stuff,
the beginning, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was just, I keep using the term meta, but it was poking fun at itself consistently and
Lego does a lot of
cleverly.
that.
Yeah. For example, when C-3PO begins telling the story, the first story, and he's like, this happened and that happened. They're like, and he says, and the taxation was in dispute. This tax, and they're
that was a fun one.
and they fall asleep right away. He's like, but then they got into a battle again. And that's like, we get that because that's what we all did. We're like, what is all this
That's exactly,
conversation
Those are the
about
fan service jokes right
taxation?
there.
We don't know what that means, right, Darth?
Well, yeah,
we all get
what-
bored
what-
there.
When I was in the theater, I thought, I actually thought it was cool that like the whole thing started with like this boring story about taxation.
Yeah, I like that too.
In the theater, what are you talking about?
You see,
watched
back in
when I
back in
watched
the
the
before
movies-
times, before pandemic, people used to go into movie theaters to
Yeah.
enjoy movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
The episode 1, The Phantom Menace, where they're talking about taxation. Maybe
That was a good day.
Maybe Rico just hasn't seen all the Star Wars movies.
next thing you're gonna tell me is they used to eat popcorn and drink soda, and it was overpriced. you guys are.
No, but if you want a $9 water, you know where to go.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not here to see a movie. I just came for the overpriced drinks.
Well, Dark, did you have any favorite moments? It seems like you're chomping at the bit to defend this show's honor.
You guys are kind of well. No, the one thing I was going to say in defense of it, although it's kind of more like an observation about the Lego kind of stories, and then I would actually say that the Lego movie and the Batman Lego movie are similar kind of comedy, but those are kind of separate from the majority of Lego. Majority of Lego stuff is like this. You know, the jokes are like this, and the animation is like, it's not as, you know, you could I could tell the difference. And what was I going to defend it? No, I did like the fan service jokes for us adults.
Yeah,
But yeah, obviously there's a lot of little kids humor in there. So
well, that's the thing is, it seemed, I thought I was going to watch something, you know, Lego. I'm like, I'm not interested. It looks weird. It makes the characters weird. It just seems weird.
yeah,
But it
those nickel
really
brick
wasn't.
guys,
It really
falling
wasn't
apart.
about Lego jokes, except for just the 2 or 3, you know, few, you know, Lego references that, you know, that were silly, but being delivered as Lego didn't hinder it. You know, the point was just, you could have just listened to this and not watched it at all and just listened to the storytelling, and it would have been funny, you know, just the way they
A
said
lot of them
things.
are visual sight gags, though.
Yeah.
It was definitely more Star Wars than Lego. I mean, obviously
Yes.
you're looking at Lego.
Yeah. Agreed.
And
But Lego,
I
they
also
always
found
do
it,
the same things, bricks falling apart, hair, the hair.
the
pieces
hair
moving.
spinning around. Yeah.
Yeah, they always do those jokes.
But I also found it to be nostalgic. Like they were, and this is nothing that they've earned. This was just my own pure enjoyment, was them talking about the first 2 Star Wars movies brought me back. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Cause you know, it's not like I'm sitting here watching it every other month like Darth does, you know? And so I was just like, oh yeah, oh, that's right. They did that and they did that. Oh, and this is pod racing. Oh boy, here comes Yoda doing his flips and stuff. You know, like it was an enjoyable thing. Now, again, that's not a plus for them because it's nothing they did. It's just why I enjoyed it a little bit more than maybe I would have normally.
Now, I will say this, and I can't back this up, but I believe, and diehard Star Wars fans, correct me if I'm wrong, although I never am.
You're the one, Darth.
This may be the first time that Yoda actually called out R2's name.
Okay, nerd.
Hey, I'm just saying.
That's a deep cut, man.
We are nerds here, aren't we? Are we not nerds? Are we not nerds?
Although, did you notice that Yoda was way too big? Yoda was not to scale in that council meeting.
Yeah, he's a Lego size,
Yeah.
Right.
I do want to point.
Wait, go ahead. You want to get your thing out and then I'll wait. That sounds weird. You want to say what you got to say and then I'll say what I got to say? You say what you got to say. I'll say what I got to say. Go.
I think this is the first time.
I just wanted to. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me, I got to take this call.
This is the first time that I believe that C-3PO tells Luke that Anakin built him. That Anakin is Darth Vader, and Darth Vader built him.
Good knowledge.
Yeah.
And if you notice, because to this day there is still a question on whether or not Mace Windu actually died, and who showed up as a Force
That was
ghost.
funny. That was funny.
Right,
He did die.
Now, while this is not, canonical.
None of this is canon. Yeah, none of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there is talk of the possibility of Mace popping up in a Mandalorian or a Boba Fett.
He needs to pop up in Obi-Wan.
Or an Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That's when he needs to come back.
He needs to pop up at my barbecue. That would be awesome.
Talking about mother. Yeah.
I can actually tell Ryan why this isn't canon is because when they went back to Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, there was differences from the movies. For instance,
right. But I'm going to stop you right there because I'm going to say this is just C-3PO telling the story. So that is, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. He wasn't present for everything. Yeah.
He's telling the story.
It was also mind wiped.
It's his interpretation. He might even be altering it to keep his audience's attention. I forgot there's a term for that. Michael, you'll know it. It's a particular kind of narrator,
lying.
It's like an
unreliable narrator.
Yeah, unreliable narrator.
Unreliable narrator. Yeah.
And that's what he is in this case. So
that's a very excellent point.
The only thing that would be canon would be the things that we saw in quote present time right after Jedi. And I found that to be charming too. I'm like, whoa, we're picking up right at the celebration. Right. The Ewok songs playing. Akbar's having fun, and like the joke you mentioned where he's like, we're the bosses of blown up Death Star. Funny, that made it super charming. And then everything outside of that is like, it's just storytelling. But
good point.
But then the other thing that would be theoretically part of canon would be whoever it is that's stealing that ship, the cloaked person.
Any guesses?
Guesses on who that figure is? Who's that masked man?
Darth would have the best guesses, so we should all guess first, and Darth will tell us if we're right or not.
Rico can't guess because he already watched the second episode.
You don't know that.
He's not allowed to guess.
You don't know me, fool. You know nothing.
All right.
Nothing, I tell you.
All right, Ryan, guess first then, and I'll go second, then Rico, then Darth.
I don't have a guess.
But you have to guess.
Wait, what's the question?
Well, if I have to guess, I'm going to guess. I can't remember if that person's like body gave it away at all. I would have thought maybe Jar Jar. I'm going to say Jar Jar Binks just as a funny joke. Wait. It's supposed to take place. Did we see already Han Cholo? Yep. Han Cholo was listening to the thing. I'll just say Jar. A very, very, very young Jar Jar Binks, I guess.
Although he'd be older.
Or old, very old, very old. Sorry, I can't keep up.
One is it, young or old?
Okay, if I had to guess, I would say Mara Jade Skywalker in the future.
Whoa, Darth, your prediction?
I thought Rico was next.
Rico.
Oh, but he's already seen it. So
again?
His is a spoiler, not a prediction.
But has he seen who that person is, though? Rico, you know who it is without saying who it is?
No, hold on. What was the question again? Who stole
who's
the
the
ship?
mysterious? Yeah, who's the mysterious figure?
Oh, at the end. I don't know, man.
Well, in the third episode.
Was it Spock? Oh wait, wrong franchise.
Could be.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know. That
Well,
was weird.
none of us know. That's why we're guessing.
Speaking of Spock, everybody at home, tomorrow, Strange New Worlds premieres. So check that out. Spock's got two new names. He wears his sideburns in crazy ways. Stay tuned for that anyway. So Rico, your prediction is Spock. Very nice.
No. Actually, I think I'm gonna go back to a theory. I think it might have been Mace Windu.
Whoa.
Okay, even though we saw him as a Force ghost, Darth?
Dead Mace Windu. Nice.
I was gonna guess because some of these Jedi from way back in the day are like still kicking it around like 30 years later. So I was gonna say who's the guy? I think his name is like Quinlan Voss, or who's the lady that Rosario Dawson plays now?
Ahsoka
Tano, or something like that. Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano.
Mohimbu Katano. Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano.
I think it's Ahsoka. Okay.
Way down in Osaka.
Could be
Osaka.
Ahsoka.
Although he's still trying to get out of that.
Ahsoka.
I also thought it was a very funny moment when Watto was selling red flags.
Red flags.
See, that kind of stuff, that's not Lego, that's not kids, that's just, brilliant, that's just funny comedy writing. When somebody's like, hey, you seem like maybe I can meet you, young man. He's like, red flags, red flags. He's like, boy, maybe I could train you to be a Jedi. He's like, red flags. Like this is funny for Star Wars fans. We go, yes, this guy gets it.
Yeah.
Did you find that to be
warning
very
sign?
funny? Yeah, danger. There was a danger sign.
Yeah, that was a danger sign.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one that I thought was, I actually sat back and just stopped taking notes.
Maybe we should all say what we thought was the funniest line.
But I don't know if that was the funniest line. But yeah, if you want to.
There was one I rewound to hear it again, but I don't remember.
Okay.
You should have rewound it a couple more times then.
Funny lines that we remember or that we took notes about. I'll say one. The Queen was promoted to a senator.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
wait,
that sounds weird.
And another good one in the ship, they were saying something about like, oh, I don't understand how that works, or why do we have to get through the blockade, like to get the Queen back to send? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand either. Something like.
Oh yeah, to sign a treaty.
Nobody gets it.
Do we have to sign this treaty? What's that all about? And
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah, even when they go to the Emperor and Darth Maul, like they're talking to the Separatist guys, and they're like, "Why do we need to sign this treaty again?"
Darth Maul had a very different voice, by the way. That was not canon.
Yeah, that I think would be a joke for kids. I agree with that one. Awesome.
Yeah.
Kids, sir.
Rico, did you go ahead and find yourself a favorite line or two? Or funniest?
I'm going back to where the bosses are blowing up the Death Star. I thought that was that was fun. And I wonder if that's the same dude who did the same voice, because that's the same guy from Rise of Skywalker, who's also, of course, the same guy from Return of the Jedi. So I wonder if he reprised his role for that too.
Admiral Akbar?
Yeah,
very
Akbar,
interesting.
Can we just say R.I.P. Admiral Akbar? Very sad. I don't know if there's enough people acknowledging that or not.
Now R.I.P. Admiral Akbar, but then he was
sorry about all that.
I did want to point. The actor that did his voice died. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, I mean Admiral Akbar died in The Last Jedi, but it's like it's just such a throwaway thing that happened. They're like, boy, it's a bummer. Oh, our ship's attacked. Oh, we lost Admiral Akbar. Anyways, but back to what we're doing. And I was like, man, wait a second, rewind. Wait, what? You killed Admiral Akbar?
We loved Admiral Makbar.
Yeah.
Makbar was an old friend of mine. Ulysses, we miss you, buddy.
Makbar.
Yeah. According to this, the guy who voiced Admiral Akbar is the same guy who voiced Jar Jar and Jango Fett and Emperor Palpatine.
On the show.
On the show. Voiced them, I said. So I thought, for me, that Emperor Palpatine sounded a lot like Seth MacFarlane voice or something like that.
Yeah, but he's done the Palpatine voice before, like on Robot.
Yeah, it's this guy Trevor Duvall.
They did bring back
Jar Jar Jango Fett.
Okay. They did bring back Billy D. Williams for.
Oh, did they?
Rebels.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rebels.
and somebody else.
Not in this show.
Yeah, well, speaking of this show, there was a moment that I actually sat back and stopped taking notes because I just wanted to soak it up and enjoy the brilliance of it. And that was when they suddenly switched over to a video game mode. I was like, this is so fun and so clever that I'm going like this. And I just kind of went, let me just watch this and enjoy it.
That was definitely easily the funniest part to me, right there.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It just looked great, and it totally, they nailed that scene in the movie too. Like, I mean, like you watch that scene in the movie, you're like, what the hell is going on? This is like, I'm watching Super Mario Brothers. What is this?
Yeah.
And that's what they did.
And also, it was like a throwback video game. So if any kids are watching they're like, what kind of video game is this shit? But
Yeah, my computer's broken. What's going on here?
Yeah. Like an old 80s card.
Rico, you loved it, right?
Did I?
I remember.
I think as we continue this review, it seems like you liked it a lot more than you said you did.
We'll see.
No, you would think that, but
I do think that. Okay, Ryan.
Speaking of which, speaking of what Rico thinks, Rico, it's time to talk about you for a little bit, if you can believe that.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
Might as well. I know. I know. When four people are talking about nerdy stuff, time flies. Time flies. Rico E. Anderson, tell us about yourself quickly so that we could get back to Star Wars talk. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. What's new?
I love how you really emphasize quickly. Yeah.
Take your time, but under a minute.
I will come back and tell you the whole story. Yeah, man. I'm happy to be back on set of Truth Be Told, which is
on Apple
Live. Yes, we started our season 3, and very excited about that. Gabrielle Union is now our guest for this season's big guest star on it. First season we had Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. Second season we had Kate Hudson. So now we have Gabrielle Union. It's a very exciting season. New crew all around, from showrunner to writers, crew. Yeah, so just a lot of great, really wonderful energy. Very excited about that. Just got word SWAT just got renewed for a 6th season, so I'm very excited about that. And here's to fingers, toes, and eyes crossed that young Daniel Sr. comes back, makes an appearance. And just very excited about the future. And
wow, that's great. Are you shooting Truth Be Told right now, or is that coming up, or what's going on with season 3?
I'm currently shooting it. Yeah.
You're on set right now, and they're letting you record this podcast.
So irresponsible.
And they're very pissed that I have not recorded the set yet. No, I'm. I shot yesterday and the day before, and I got the weekend off.
Awesome! Wow.
Very
stuff.
So your weekend starts on a Wednesday, huh? Interesting.
Depending on the week.
WTF SWAT, or what is it? WTF
SWAT. Yeah, Truth Be Told.
Yeah. WTF Truth Be Told, but then also please buy us all Apple TV Plus subscriptions. So.
Oh, shoot.
Do I have to buy them?
Maybe.
Hey, you're the big time Hollywood actor, right? I kind of went into Billy D. Williams there for a moment.
the little George Takei.
I was gonna say, yeah.
it blends. It kind of starts here, it goes somewhere else. Whatever.
Wait, is the guy who does the voice of George Takei the same guy that does the voice of Billy D. Williams? Joking. Okay.
Obviously.
Rico, you're saying.
He's also the guy who does the voice of Barry White. See?
WTF: The Adventures of Lando Calrissian and Sulu.
And very well.
Dude, that would be a fun show.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to have to get back to business here. Everybody check out Rico's goodies in the description box below. All of his links, you can follow along and keep up with all of the exciting things that he has to offer.
Click the links.
With regards to the entertainment business, of course.
Appreciate this.
And now Darth is signaling that it is time for the Terrible Twos. Here we go. It's the final two.
No, we just call it the bottom line.
It's the final 2 questions of the show. Some people call it the bottom line. Others call it the Terrible Twos.
Most everyone does.
War Dog,
I think you're the only one.
calls them les deux
Le
terribles.
terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, final two questions, the most important questions. Here we go. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give the first episode of Lego Star Wars Droid Tales entitled Exit from Endor?
Man, what a mouthful.
7. I would give this a 7. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't like, I'm sure I'm going to really love Obi-Wan, but it wasn't like a Mandalorian type show that was like, had me riveted the whole time. But I did quite enjoy the humor. One of my favorite moments that I didn't mention yet is when Darth Maul comes out and he's holding the lightsaber like this, and then Obi-Wan's like, "That's a weird way to hold a one-sided lightsaber."
Right.
And the other goes up, 2 sides.
And what makes it so fun for Star Wars fans is because he just says, "That's a funny way to hold a one-sided lightsaber," and we all know where it's going. That's the humor in it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So a 7 from me.
All right. Fair. Rico E. Anderson, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Don't disappoint me now.
what would you give this first episode?
I'm gonna give it a dipped in flour and egg, a nice, lovely, crispy
What?
4.3.
No, come on. No, what's your real number?
Dude, I'm giving it a 4.3, bro.
Don't let him bully you, Rico. Don't let him bully you.
I'm not gonna succumb to the gold tie guy.
Let Darth bully you.
yeah. I leave it up to the professionals.
You heard it first, everybody. You heard it here first. Rico hates Star Wars.
4.3. I love Star Wars. My memories of Star Wars go back as far as
Anakin and Padme.
Exactly.
All right, recite the entire
We
crawl
did.
from The Last Jedi. Go.
From the last
episode 7.
turmoil.
So far, so bad.
About a starship.
Well, Darth, since you are so excited to talk, why don't you tell us, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this episode?
Yeah, I've been trying to think.
We asked the tough questions here.
I know. I want to give it high marks, but at the same
Too
time,
bad that this is the first time we've ever asked this question to anybody.
Yeah, we weren't prepared. I wasn't.
It's like going to McDonald's and you're looking at the menu.
Yeah.
You know
you
it's
got anything new here?
Dude.
I want to give it high marks, but at the same time, I do feel like
your feelings.
it's not really made for me. You know, it is made for little kids, but they do pepper in enough jokes for us.
Don't talk to me.
Mostly.
I'll go 7. I'll go 7.
Ooh, okay.
See, that's a respectable number.
Yeah.
All
Look at
right.
you, Michael, letting the hate consume you.
Trying to bump it up with his breading and deep frying.
Yeah.
Deep frying?
And it still got a 4.
Speaking of frying, my turn. Here we go.
Brian
Ryan. Yep, it's go time. I'm going to give it a 7.5 today because try as I might to dislike it, I thought it was actually very smartly written, enjoyable. It moved very quickly. They covered 2 movies in 23 minutes.
Yeah, quite a
They
bit,
made jokes that were just specifically for the show. They made jokes that were about the 2 movies. They made jokes for viewers, like these meta jokes. I thought it was very cleverly written. It probably deserves higher than a 7.5, honestly, with just how well it was written, I think. But that's what I'm going to give it, a 7.5, because I'm just like, I feel weird giving something about like Lego more than that. It's just creepy.
Give it a 4.3 like me.
No,
Well, you're not welcome in any theaters now because of that. Next time there's a new Star Wars movie that comes out, they're gonna be like, not so fast, not so fast.
That's just because I dissed it.
We saw your review. We saw your numbers.
Yeah, everybody's watching right now. They're pissed. So, the second question is the most important question of all time. And it goes a little something like this. For the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch the first episode of Lego Star Wars Droid Tales. But now that the podcast is over and we're free to move about the internet, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, would you, of your own volition, watch the second episode?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I thought it was funny, but yeah, I'm a little bit curious to know who I want to pull a Ryan here. I'm a little bit curious to find out who the mysterious stranger is, but I'll just have somebody tell me who it is who watches more of the show.
Yeah, it'll be Rico.
It was.
My son Sunday.
Fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, but I'm gonna have to say sorry, Lego Star Wars Droid Tales. I'm not gonna be watching the second episode.
Wow.
That's okay. Rico E. Anderson, we've been waiting since the get-go. Would you watch the second episode? And remember, this is a yes if you already have watched the second episode.
Does it get better for you?
That scene when Luke Skywalker found out that Darth Vader was his father.
That's impossible.
Remember what he said before that?
No.
That's not true.
But it is. I wish I could play it for you right now. But basically, no!
Oh, yeah, we know.
That's impossible. Wait.
I said that's not true, Darth.
Impossible. No.
Darth is right there. He does say that's not true. That's impossible.
Yeah.
But he still screamed no.
Okay.
Rico's thinking of Darth Vader when he's throwing the Emperor. What is it? When he's throwing the no. Found out Padme. Yeah.
He still screamed
Right?
no.
Yeah, you're right, Rico. You're right. And so what you're saying is you would not watch the second episode, and you did not watch the second episode?
I would not watch the second episode. I have not watched the second episode.
Not on a street, not in a creek, not on a hill. No.
How about
With a pill. Not with Allison Pill. No, I will not watch the second
Wow.
episode. I know. And I like Allison Pill.
Check back
no,
in
I
a
would
week.
not
We'll
watch
see.
Yeah. You don't know me. I know. I'm just like Hercules.
Throwing us off the scent, but we'll see. Darth FS Shuey, would you watch the second episode of your own volition?
I watched the next two episodes already. Even though I wasn't like super keen on it, I was like,
He doesn't.
I like them. I like them kind of retconning the original films. You know, it's kind of fun and making it their own.
Mysterious
The
stranger,
3PO version.
No,
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah. Well, you don't find out. I don't think in those first three episodes. But that is the thread. That is the story that goes on. I'm trying to find that guy.
So you have to go watch all 5 episodes for that, huh?
Is there only 5 episodes?
That's what it looked
Wow,
like.
there's not
Yeah.
that many. Yeah. That's worth it.
Wow.
Wow, everybody.
Hey.
To be honest, in my notes, because I put the number 7.5 last night when I watched it, and then below that I write yes or no, and I actually wrote I don't know because
Whoa.
because I'm really on the cusp about this. And Darth, you saying that you don't find out for the first 3 episodes almost makes me want to watch it more, because I'm like, wow, so it's
who the
this
hell is
super
it?
serialized thing. Do they talk about in the second episode? Do they talk about the third movie? Or I should say episode 3 of Star Wars.
Don't ask me because I don't know.
Rico? Oh, you said don't ask you.
No, I asked you, Darth.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they go into some pretty. They even like dip into Rebels a little bit. Yeah, they go.
Huh.
They kind of hit a lot of different Star Warses.
Love Rebels.
All right, they do a whole Rebels thing in
The Rebel Alliance. All right. Well, we've done a lot of good here today, everybody. We should all be proud, pat ourselves on the back or on the butt, whatever. You can pretend like you're playing a soccer game and yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Get myself for sexual harassment on that one. I did not have permission.
or not.
Or not.
all right. Anyway,
Creep, what the hell?
so everybody at home, if you'd like us to review a
Wait,
Star
Ryan,
Wars.
did you answer?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch
Oh,
the
did I
second?
forget to answer?
I don't think you answered.
It was a kind
Boy,
of
I almost forgot.
Very, very sneaky.
I gotta say no, because I really don't think so. But it's very close, and I might actually end up, every once in a while, sometimes you just want to put something brainless on that you don't have to really think too hard on. You can just relax. You can sip some tea at the end of the night. I like to say brush my teeth while I'm just putting something on, like the other night, I just put on a few minutes of the WWE Raw after WrestleMania. I don't even know what really happened, just to see what's going on in the world of wrestling, so I could text our buddy Darnell and say something about it. Anyway, sometimes I do that. So I may, but I'm going to have to say no. It's probably a no. But anyway, I feel bad saying it because I feel like they did their job.
They did a good job. Well. Yeah. Well, when you said it was only 5 episodes, I was like,
maybe I will watch it.
I
know.
You just crank right through
but
it.
then I was nah.
And it
Did
moved
they do
quickly.
a good job? Only 5 episodes?
It moved quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it was just meant to be a little mini series. I mean, how much can you do of C-3PO telling stories, especially when you got through the first 2 movies in the first episode?
Okay.
We'll have to say.
So much Star Wars.
Make a pact. We're all going to watch the second episode. We've already put in our rule. We already said no, but we're going to watch the second episode. And next time the 4 of us are back together, we will report on whether retroactively we should have changed it to a yes.
I feel like Watch
That's
the
fair.
Second is the unaired pilot that's always spoken about, but has never taken shape.
We've
Watch
never
the
talked
second.
about that.
Yeah.
It's like the Golden Palace. It's like,
That first note was the first note in What's Happening theme song.
No was?
What you just did, Rico. Anyway, sorry. There's people's dogs right now that are getting pissed. So the point is, everybody at home, we got to run. But if you'd like us to review a show, in the comments below, say WTF cheers, or WTF all in the family, or WTF what's happening, whatever you want. We might do it. You never know. And that's about it. So what I'm trying, and please give this video a like. What the heck? It's free. It's like liquid latinum. It's like virtual gold for us. Here it comes. What I'm trying to say is this podcast was a Lego good time. No, I'm not going to do that one. This podcast was just fine bringing the band back together, which we like to do.
This podcast was the 3 of us beating up on Rico. Sorry,
Sure
Rico. I
was.
apologize.
This podcast was Rico being beat up on by Michael Kenyon Rosenberg and co.
Not
That's
me.
what I
That
just
was
said,
nice.
Yeah.
Darth was savage.
This podcast was like a Lego tank, well put together.
Actually nice, Darth. That was actually nice. That was actually really nice.
Out of the mouths of babes. All right. All right. So everybody at home, that's about it. Just remember what Michael Kenyon Rosenberg always likes to say.
Don't forget to register to be an organ donor. DonateLife.net/register. And once you're done with that, I was going to slap this on there, but it didn't slap. Once you're done with that, don't forget to beat up Rico and watch the first of things.
No! Oh, that's
Oh,
impossible!